Anglers Extra.
Jacob Stallings returns to the Chatham Anglers for 2010. He's my guest on the Catch of the Day. Jacob, welcome aboard.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Feel good to be back here in Chatham?
It does. You know what? It's hotter this year than it was last year. We had some bad weather last year, but it's nice to get out here and play some baseball in some good weather.
Will you take the trade, though, the rain for the sun?
Yeah, I wasn't digging all those makeup days late in the season, playing every single day, so this will be nice having some off days here and there.
So you played last year with the Chatham Anglers coming off your freshman season. When did you know you were going to come back?
Well, it was, right when the season was over, Coach Schiffner said that, he wanted me to have me back, so that was good. I loved it here last summer, and so I was excited to have the opportunity to come back.
And showed off your defensive glove last season, already doing so this season. Let's go through a couple plays, kind of go behind the mask and get your mindset on certain plays throughout the season. Let's go back to last night's game against the Orleans Firebirds. Okay. There was a play where the ball went just a bit past you, behind you, I would say. Picked it up, two runners going, one for second, one for third. What are you thinking? Because most catchers in that situation just decide to scoop up the ball and hold.
Well, yeah, it was a ball in the dirt, and it kicked a little to my right, so I knew it didn't go that far away from me. I actually heard Ricky yell two to throw the runner out at second, because a lot of times you'll do that. The runner at first base will kind of loaf because there's a runner in front of him, and so he yelled two, but I thought I could get him at third, and luckily enough, it didn't kick too far away from me, so I was able to get in and throw him out.
And what about sometimes when a runner gets off second a little bit? You've shown that snap throw to second base. It's a move that not many catchers pull off. When do you decide to use it?
Well, usually when we see how the runner goes back into the base. It's not really about how big a secondary he gets. It's about if he turns and puts his head down and doesn't go back to the base hard, because if we catch him loafing back to the base, me and Steven or Dan or Riley will just give our sign, and we'll know to do the delay pick is what I do. I just go to my knees like I'm throwing it back to the pitcher and just throw it right back by the pitcher's head and hopefully make a good throw and catch him napping.
Talking about the middle infielders, Steven Perez, Dan Paolini, Riley Reynolds. So do you usually wait a couple times to get an idea of how the runner's going back to the back?
No, if we feel like we have it right off the bat, we'll do it. Usually it takes about one pitch to see how he's gonna go back into the base, and then we can kind of figure out if we're gonna have a shot at picking him off or not.
Jacob Stallings from UNC. You've got two UNC teammates here again. You had last year Ryan Leach and Patrick Johnson, both pitchers. Again, this year two pitchers in Garrett Davis and Chris Munnelly, and you should catch them quite often. John Schiffner, the manager of the Chatham Anglers, likes to do that. How can you help these pitchers?
Well, every guy's different. With Chris this summer, we really wanted to come up and work on fastball command, because Chris has a great feel for his off-speed pitches, and so we really wanted to come up here and work on, especially his glove side fastball, his fastball away to right-handers. Chris pitched great yesterday. He did a great job of locating his fastball. He had some extra pop on it, which was nice to see. And then Garrett, Garrett had been struggling to find the strike zone a little bit. So with Garrett, we just really wanted to get up here and work on his fundamentals and, get him back in that groove, because he's got a great arm. And we just wanted to get him back out here, and he pitched great last night. I was really happy for him. Came in and threw strikes, so that was good to see.
So they seem comfortable throwing with you. Obviously, you guys battery mates at UNC. But what about when you're playing with a pitcher that you aren't teammates with at school? Is it a different process? Do you guys have to prepare?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely tough. When we first get here as catchers, we try and catch them in the bullpen as much as we can, because, we need to get familiar with their ball and what their ball has a tendency to do. Because if you're not familiar with it, it's really hard to catch. The first time catching a guy in a game, you almost feel helpless back there at times, because you're not sure what certain counts a guy wants to do and what pitch he wants to throw. And, if his pitch doesn't have consistent break, what it's going to do when it doesn't have that break. So it's definitely something you need to work on. And it's tough. It is tough.
So you going into it preparation-wise, what are the kind of things that you go over? What are his pitches? Do you talk to him a lot to communicate where he likes to throw certain pitches?
Yeah, definitely. We try and just get a general game plan before the game. We don't get too complex with it. We just get our natural signs down, of course, what we're going to do with a runner on second so they can't steal our signs. And, we'll talk about what pitches we want to throw in certain counts and what he's more comfortable with. Like if he has a slider and a curveball, what he's more comfortable with, his curveball or slider, obviously. So it's definitely a comfortability thing, yeah.
A great look at Jacob Stallings behind the mask. Just finish off with some hitting. At school this past season, a .417 on-base percentage, hit over 300. Won the Walter Rabb Most Improved Player Award. How was that honor?
Oh man, that was a great honor. I mean, our coaches chose it, and it was such an honor to get that award because I mean, Most Improved Player Award is huge. I mean, it just means your hard work paid off, and I was really happy with the season I had and the finish especially. So it was exciting to be recognized like that in front of my teammates.
What do you think led to the improvement?
I think gaining strength and there's a number of things, but I think the main thing was just being able to play every day and getting in that consistent rhythm, like we were talking about before we got on the air. Timing is so key in hitting, and just being in there every day helps with your timing so much. And I was able to do that, and then I reaped the benefits of it.
Jacob, always a pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
He's Jacob Stallings, and I'm Scott Braun. That's the catch of the day on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Go Anglers!